Hello, fifth grade sewers. So last week I saw you got so much sewing done. You got a whole side. Great job. Most of the friends in your class got about as far as I did. And that's okay because they are distracted by each other. So I love that you got one whole side done. So what you will do is you'll just keep sewing this week. Anytime you run out of yarn, just make a new piece, add a knot at the end of the yarn, and start just like you would start your next stitch. I wanted to show you when you're going around the corners. This is my back side. I'm going to jump ahead. So I'm going to pretend, and I'll zoom in. Okay, so I'm going to do this stitch over here. Now, Catherine in your class had a great idea. She said if you go look at the back, you can totally see where you're supposed to go. So when I'm doing my stitch in the corner, I want to go kind of diagonal to that corner. I know I kind of jumped a stitch there. And you can either stitch right around it. Sorry, I'm off the camera. So I'm at the corner, I'm kind of in a diagonal to that corner, and I could just come back, I'm going to just keep stitching. So I like to use, Catherine had a great idea, you use the back as your guide if you're not good about figuring out where to go. Around the corner, you want to keep your stitches kind of tight. Not tight, or close together is a better word, because we don't want any stuffing to come out in the corners. So again, pull, and I would just kind of keep my stitches a little bit closer together than I usually do when I'm doing corners, and then I can go back. Corners are really nothing to be scared of. You can totally stitch them on that diagonal if you wanted to, just how you pull it, just watch how tight you go. And so I kept them a little bit close together around my corner, and now I can just keep going. So whatever makes more sense to you. I know a lot of the kids were having a hard time figuring out where their needle was underneath, so they'd flip it over, see where the stitch ended, and kind of go next to it. And that helped a lot of friends last week in 5A, and that was Catherine's great tip. So if that would help you too, that's fine. I know my stitch keeps wanting to go the other side. Sometimes you have to make him go where you want him to go. So my goal for you is to, again, take about, and just keep stitching. All right. So go around your corners. So you did a whole edge last week, so go around this corner and try to do as much as you can. Set a timer for 30 minutes and see how much you can get done in 30 minutes. My goal for your friends in class, because we are running out of art time, is I want everybody to do almost 2 sides next week. That's going to be a lot for friends who have this much, but I think they have that rhythm, and if we turn on some music, we can do it. So I would like you to at least get 2 full sides done next week. So you have one done. If you can do another one, anything you can do in 30 minutes. 30 minutes or at least 2 sides. How's that sound? If you want to keep going and do 3 sides, perfect. Because this week, let's have 2 sides. If you get to 3 sides, that's fine. Next week we'll do 3 sides and we'll talk about how we're going to stuff it and finish it up that way. So try to get 2 sides or maybe even 3 this week if you feel like getting a little bit ahead of your class, which is always a good thing, right? So 2 sides at minimum, 3 for feeling like a rock star. Take a nice clear picture. Keep those stitches nice and close together. You did a beautiful job about keeping them even. Just keep them kind of close together so we don't lose stuffing. Something I probably didn't mention is you'll need some polyfill, that kind of batting material. And if you don't have that, I'm happy to leave some in the office to help you stuff your pillow. Once I figure out how much we'll actually need for these pillows. That's pretty it. So pretty much it this week. It's pretty simple. Watch the video last week if you're confused on how to sew again, but it looks like you know what you're doing, and I'm pretty impressed. So at least 2 sides, 3 if you're feeling like a rock star. Take a clear picture, and I'll talk to you next week. Have fun sewing, and hopefully your fingers stay safe. Bye for now.